320 days ago, my husband and I said goodbye to our daughter, Madeline. She was flying to the West Coast, then Japan, then Vietnam, where she lives today. I'm sure many of you have said goodbye to a loved one at the Richmond airport. The three of us took a selfie, hugged tightly, and blew kisses as Madeline gleefully turned toward the security line. We turned the other way and started walking. I don't think we took 10 steps before I was choking back sobs, struggling not to make a scene. I really didn't want Madeline to hear me. Collapsed in my husband's arms, I remember being thankful for his strength, lest I actually fall to the floor. Afterwards, I wanted to be normal, but for weeks I walked through the world in a numb haze, trying not to feel. While I can appreciate the reality of any long-term goodbye, the physical weight of these feelings is a mystery to me. The night before Madeline left for college, I lay sobbing in my bed like she was flying halfway around the world. She was going to William & Mary. Similarly, when Madeline studied abroad in Tanzania, I lay in bed at a Dulles Airport hotel, overwrought again. At least this time, she shed a few tears with me. Even she was a little scared. I teach biology and have wondered about the basis of this bond. Is it the hormone oxytocin, genetics, 9 months of gestation, hours of labor? The textbook says our emotions reside in the midbrain, tangled in the neurons of the amygdala, limbic system, and hypothalamus. Of course, I trust the science on some level, but the text fails to elucidate the emotions of the throat, the chest, and the gut. Several weeks ago, a family at my school marked the anniversary of a member's tragic death in a random shooting here in Richmond 30 years ago. It was a lovely and important tribute, though it didn't directly affect me or my family. Walking back to class, I wasn't prepared for the lump that arose in my throat, so noticeable that my voice trembled and cracked as I tried to speak with a colleague. Several months before that, I witnessed an unexpected racial protest that dismayed me so deeply that I cried in front of my first period class. Like many of you, I've certainly shed tears at a funeral or a movie, but in more than 20 years of teaching, I have never brought such public attention to my fragile emotional self. The truth is that nothing but love itself explains these outbursts, and I imagine that God's guiding hands must be right there. C.S. Lewis wrote that to love at all is to be vulnerable. Love anything and your heart will be wrung and possibly broken. What a risk we take every day, if we're fortunate. 3 weeks from now, my son is moving into his own apartment. I can already feel an ache quietly taking up residence right beneath my sternum. I am proud of him as I can be, and I know it's what he must do. In fact, he's doing the very thing that we have raised him to do. Yet somehow that logic can't quite erase the emotions. Some protective part of me would rather no one witness such exposed and tender truths, but I guess I will just have to wait and see what moving day brings. The best I can hope for is that the guiding hands are there, loose in their grasp, firm in their support.